Hello everyone and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So one of the big questions that I've gotten recently after one of the big changes that happened recently is where do you gather? And right now I'm Guru 41, just kind of trying out a lot of other spots as well. But I wanted to make a list of some of the spots that I use. Some might not necessarily be the best, but they are places that I use for both cooking, alchemy, and also XP. So with that said, if you haven't caught up or you haven't been life skilling, recently Gathering got a buff in terms of the byproduct and the fairy powder. I think if I have any, these things before they didn't give you as many, but now they like tripled the amount you get, which you exchange for sharps essentially. And for me personally, I used to get like 100 or 200 sharps, you know, when I had full energy all the way to 0. Now you can get like 400 or 500 sharps, which are definitely going to be very helpful for the future when you have to upgrade alchemy stones and everything. But just for everyone else who does enhancing and everything, yeah, gathering is actually pretty good. So nothing really changed in terms of grind spots. It's just you make more silver and more of these byproducts for sharps and everything. So I wanted to show you some spots that I use. Some of them admittedly are kind of annoying, but I'll show it to you anyway just because I did it. Like underwater gathering is the least fun gathering I've ever done, but some people will need it. So with that said, in no particular order, I guess we're starting in Heidel. I'll show you some of the spots that I used. Now, one thing that might help you for a couple of these spots is getting one of those like summer outfits that allow you to swim faster. I'm pretty sure they gave you a few of them for free just by like login rewards over the summer, so chances are you have one, and it doesn't matter what kind. So the number one spot, this one is for herb gathering and everything. So where I would start is over here. If you were to do it, you would start over here too, place down your tent, get all your buffs, but essentially you just go down here, you get this one. Like you're collecting a lot of herbs, and then 3 over here, 1 into water, and then 4 over here, 2 over here. So this one is a lot of XP, and it's a very simple circle rotation. So you do all these. The timing is kind of tight, as in like by the time you get to the full end of the circle, some of them may not have respawned or some of them may have. So just keep that in mind. But the big XP comes in from the amount of items. So let me give you an idea. I don't have a lot of buffs going on, just as a showcase. So you see how there's like 8 different items. It's not about the quantity, but it's about how many items are in each box. So a lot of other grind spots or like gather spots don't give you as many. So this would be a lot more XP just because we're like getting technically more materials. And even if they were all like 1, it doesn't matter. So this is one of the spots that is pretty decent for XP, and it's right by Heidel. So for people who don't have like a max inventory or anything, you literally buy the thing over here, which you can sell. And I think this is a very easy spot for beginners. It's decent silver. It's not the best, but it's like right here. And one of the biggest changes that they made so far is you can start mass selling seeds in bulk now, which is actually really nice. Back in the day, you would have to sell them one at a time, and it was just kind of annoying. So at least you're right by the storage, and that's good. So just keep in mind, my gathering is a little bit different because like I have a pen close and then some pen tools. I didn't get all of them just because the ones I do are mostly herb gathering, food collecting, and butcher or like meat collecting and everything. Saps are more important. Mining and timbering, I think I'm really honestly okay with Tet, and then I don't really do tanning as much anymore. All right, so next we are going into spot number 2. This one is also a very easy beginner one that you guys can do as well. So it's also in Heidel. I would say for people looking for ash sap, because this one is kind of an annoying one to get because let me see. This one is generally on order a lot. if there's a lot of orders on it, that means it's used for something important. So these are definitely used for a lot of elixirs and everything that are used for endgame players. That's why there's a lot of orders on it at max price. So if you want to get ash sap, you would go down here, see all these trees. Basically the rotation is over here, go down here, and then cut through here, go down here, get all these trees, come back and do that. So let me just show you the rotation, and then you'll see there's a lot of birch, maple, and ash sap that you'll be getting in your rotation. So just make sure to like read it. If you need wood or like timbers, you could do that too. But if you're going for ash sap, this is also a decent one. All right, so let me just get on the horse and show you the rotation, just to make it a little bit quicker. So you go here, and then you go down here, pick up all these trees, pick up all these, go down here, pick up those, follow like the trees over here, pick up all of them around here, and then what you would do is go up. So you'll see a little hill, pick up 3 over here, 4 on top, and then now you're at the farm. You pick up all these, and then go down here, loop around, get all these trees, and the rotation is actually pretty big. You don't have to get as many because the respawn timer will like overlap. So get all those, pick up these. So you know how I said we're gonna cross through the middle? This is where we cross, go down, pick up all these things over here, and then what in the world? I'm stuck on a tree. Okay, loop around, and then this is usually where you end up. Once you get all the trees, we don't bother with any of those, but after that you just go back around, and then your next spot or your next thing would be around here. So this entire cycle, assuming you were actually gathering all of them, is about like 12 to 15 minutes, and by that time all these trees should have reset, and you just keep doing that on cycle. So you do get a lot of ash sap, maple, and birch if you need it. All right, so those are the 2 in Heidel. The 2 that if you were going for bloods and meats, the spot I would pick is down by Ancient Stone Chamber. So I'm going to show you that now. Okay, so we are currently at the Ancient Stone Chamber right here. You could just park it by the node, but basically it's near the cave that you go in from the tutorial. So the idea of this one is to go for fox blood or fox meat here. And I think this one is a very solid one just because there's a lot of density and then all the things are next to each other. So basically this is a very simple loop. You just go around here, pick up all of these, go down to about this rock, and then pick up all of these, and then do the entire loop over here. So that's it. That's actually the fox meat or blood rotation that I do, and depending on if you do a lot of alchemy, it's pretty good. Next spot I'm going to show you that is really close by is for wolf meat and blood. I remember how to get there off the top of my head. It is right here. All right, so you see this spot, it's like a circle by the, you'll see it by a lot of trees right here by the imp cave. Now basically what you do, you park your horse around here, and then this is also a big circle. Here's the big spot where there's a lot of them just kind of chilling. Then you go down, pick off a few more, do this one, bunch of them at the top over here, at the top, and then yeah, so you could probably AoE a lot of them, and then whether you're going for bloods or meats, always good. That's how you would get a lot of different bloods that are worth a lot as well. And where you park your horse, it's kind of like just doing an entire loop of this over and over. So this entire area is where you get fox blood and meat. It's a very easy one. So there's one other that people used to do. It's a sheep mountain. I personally haven't done that one in years, but I mean, I think it's fine for beginners. Basically, you just go up this mountain and there's a bunch of sheep over there. That's about it. All right, so I will see you guys in the next spot. All right, so for spot number 3, we are at the classic bear. Everyone probably knows this spot if you've done any sort of gathering, and the reason why this is good is because, one, it's just kind of like a very dense spot, so like there's a lot of, you know, gathering targets, and one of the ones that I personally enjoy doing the most is a few different things you could do, whether you're going for timbers, saps, bloods, meats, or whatever. And so this is the one I like to do. It's right under the town, so like if you look at bear, let's just go like straight down. And what we're going to be going for is like elk blood and everything. So it really doesn't matter what you're going for, whether it's butchering, tanning, or fluid collecting. Just depends on what you do in the game, cooking, alchemy, and so on. So where we start, think of this big tree is where you park your horse, pop your tent buffs and everything. And it's kind of like an oval, because you would start here, get everything on the road, and then you go down into the forest. You see by all of these, like the bats, you don't go past the bats. You just kind of get all the elk and stuff over here. And this spot actually has a pretty quick respawn timer. So by the time you get all of these, and I guess if you're really quick on it, you can get a few more. But chances are they'll respawn. And yeah, you just kind of go up and down from where your horse is, just like by this point. And then chances are they have already respawned. So yeah, I think this one's a really good one. And then there's also a lot of trees if you're going for like pine. Pine isn't as popular as it was before. I mean, it's still good, but if you need it, just look at if you need pine sap or timbers for some reason. This is also a spot you can do for that. But I realistically think that if you're gonna go for it here, there are a lot of herb spots as well, and it's just, I don't exactly remember where, but generally this spot is good for literally everything. That's why people recommend it. But this is my go-to. It might be a little bit different for other people. I know it is an herb gathering spot. I personally would rather choose the one by Heidel, like spot number 1 that I showed you. But if you're going for like deer and elk meat, this is actually just a big one. So just drop a fat AoE, get all that, and then yeah, you just collect everything. So really just depends what you need. I guess in the future, pick whatever is helpful and then get that one. All right, so that is spot number 3 that I'll go to. But yeah, if you need different kinds of herbs, timbers, this is generally a good spot. In general, just find a different rotation, but this is the one I go to. All right, see you guys in the next one. All right, spot number 4. So this is the spot that I go for scorpion meat and, you know, I guess anything else, but the primary target is scorpion meat. As we all know, this one is kind of annoying to do because it is one, it's always on order, and this is a very popular one. So I assume most people are going to have to collect this one themselves, and let me show you how to do it. So we are in the dreaded place that we all know as Tashira Ruins. To give you an idea of where we're at, so you see how like the trees kind of have different colors. We're at the like green one at the very edge by the river over here. I guess if you just look at the Tashira node and then go down a little bit is the best way I can describe it. So we start over here. I guess another way to find it is by these buildings around here. And so what we're going to be doing is starting around here. I guess by the buildings is a good starting point. It doesn't really matter. But what we're going to do is, if you need marmots as well, cool. It doesn't really matter. But the idea is going for scorpions, and I think realistically the meat is worth more than the bloods. Both of them are worth a lot, but this is like one of the few places that actually has them. There's some in the desert, but that's a little bit more annoying. I think this one's a little bit easier. And so yeah, just follow this one. It's kind of a big circle. And if you need snake meat, which snake blood or meat, you can get it here too, but it's a little bit it's not as much in my opinion. So yeah, you can go for all of this: blood, snakes, and scorpion. So you just follow the rocks on the edge. If you need marmots, cool. Not, no big deal. Snake. And then you go that one. So yeah, just to give you an idea, snake meat, very expensive. Where is it? Scorpion meat, also very expensive. There's a reason why it's always sold out, because one, it's annoying to gather, and two, because if you know what to make with it, you get fat profits. So, and then there's that, what is that, rockskin boar. It's that, this one is not as important, simply because like you can get these otherwhere and like in other places. So just regular pork is whatever. And then cedar timbers is actually very expensive as well, but cedar sap is also, you know, very high value. So this is kind of like a very good spot, but it really just depends on what you need. I personally just ignore all the like boars just because not really relevant, and then just go for snakes and everything. This mini game is actually one of the worst ones. I don't like it. When you get the proc though, pretty nice. So we go around the big rock just because there's like a few things hidden behind here. If you need the trees and everything, that's good. So like any timbers or saps, always expensive. More scorpion meats around here. I remember gathering here for literally months on end a while ago, and then, you know, after that I just kind of stopped. Like I just found other things. But yeah, you'll see a lot of snakes, scorpions. You could just ignore most of the, what are these things, boar skins. And then the way you'll notice is a lot of scorpions are on the rock. Like, so if you just look at it, and then it'll tell you, and then you can just follow, and if you don't know where it is, just follow that one. And then yeah, some more here. You need it. And that's basically the end of the rotation. So you know how we parked our horse over here? That's the loop. And then if you want to go further, you can just go further down. But chances are, by the time you get back here, more snake. By the time you get around here again, chances are most things are respawned. So you can just redo that cycle again. So yeah, scorpions respawned and pick them up again. So yeah, that's one of the rotations you could do. Oh, not mess this one up. Easy. Okay, so anyway, that's that rotation. There are a few others that I'm not particularly going to show because I don't know the best ones. But for Ilton, Snowfield Cedar Timbers, literally just in the area, and just there's a lot of it. Just go find them. And same with Snowfield Cedar Sap. Those are also very important and expensive as well. So yeah, just in the Mountain of Eternal Winter spot is always good. If you need Thornwood Sap, obviously it's by Thornwood, and I think that's the only notable one in this region. Thornwood Sap, and that's about it. That's really about it for this spot. I don't think there's anything too important in the other ones that you can't just get off nodes. So there's a few others like down here in terms of saps and everything. This is back in the day when I did alchemy a lot. Yeah, this does not look new player friendly, and it's very overwhelming. So don't worry, let other people do it. But either way, this rotation over here for snakes and scorpions is very good. So yeah, if you need that, pretty solid. I'll see you guys in the next spot. Okay, number 5. So this spot admittedly is one of my least favorite ones. I don't really do ocean gathering or like underwater gathering anymore, just because it's just not fun. But if I were to do that, here's what I'd recommend. So you need an outfit that allows you to have more swim speed and obviously less stamina while swimming, because this one will actually speed things up a lot. Also, if your fairy has underwater breathing plus 30 seconds or literally any other tier, it's good. But if you don't do this, then you don't need it. So anyway, we are currently at Achilles' Eye, and the spot I wanted to show you is kind of like down here. So let me see. I just kind of popped out at a well. I don't use the well to Aquila much these days. So there's a few spots for corals that's kind of annoying to do, but like down here, there's a few of them that you can get if you're just trying to do like the daily quest. If you're going for various corals, you just look for this one, but I'll show you the main spot in a second. So if you need like just random ones of coral pieces over here, those are worth a lot. And there are a few of them that are underwater, if I still remember it. This is just kind of like this is not the main one, but if you just need random corals around the beach, you can go around here. But the ones I wanted to show you are like, you know, the red, blue corals. I think I could show you what they are. So yeah, if you're going for various colored corals for whatever reason, I got you. So here's what they... Underwater gathering is actually one of the worst things. There used to be a little rock that would allow you to do that. I haven't done underwater gathering in a while, so I'm not like 100% up to date with it. But let me show you where all the colored ones are. So there are a few, just like if you go along the coast and then just dive around here, you'll find some different ones, like different colors. And here, like when I was doing the quest daily for going for my boat, this was one of the spots. So like you see how what you're looking for is these things. They kind of look like the mushrooms, but different colors. And then I think, yeah, so like spotted corals, these are the ones you're going for. And then you could also get iridescent pieces if you're doing the daily quest. But yeah, like mobility has got to be one of the worst things. I hate underwater gathering, but just to show you what it looks like. So if you don't have like the swimming outfit or anything, just know it's going to be annoying. So when you dive down by here, you'll see all these different colored corals like green, red, and everything. This is where things get annoying. Oh my god, I was like, wait, what is that? No, it's okay. So depending on what you need, you kind of just go around here, and then like you see whatever color corals you want, you would just go dive down and, you know, just look for ones that are not completely taken. So you see how we were talking about the spotted ones before? And then just basically follow it and look for these things, and then just you could go into little cave and there's more around here and so on there. It's not necessarily the most fun, but just know you can go there. So this spot is the one I do for lion. Excuse me? I think not. So you need lion meat, bloods, anything. It's kind of all around here. And let me show you. By Ancado Coast, there's a bunch of lions over here. Oh, knowledge. Admittedly, I don't do this one as much just because I feel like I have other things to work on. But lion meat is definitely one that kind of have to go out of your way for, and they're not like in abundance. And then there's some, like, if you go down the desert around here, there's some over there too, but it's like group to group. And then you go down here, more of them. Rip. But yeah, I'm pretty sure of all of them, you can get away with using a lot of the bloods for other things. But and compared to lion blood, you could use some other alternatives. But lion meat is the important one. So, oh, 1, oh god, 2, 3. Then another group over here. And then I believe there's more just going down. But generally, there's a bunch that you'll get over here. Feels kind of sad, actually. All right, so that has been lion meat, and then elephants, and then lizard. We don't care about that one though. I honestly have never once really ever needed. This is more for like hunting, but the elephants are there if you need it as well. I didn't think I had the knowledge of that because I don't do it. All right, well, more lions down here if you need them. And then I think 4 packs is enough, 4 or 5. And then you could just keep doing the circle over again if you need more meat. But yeah, then you basically, you could go to Encado and then storage all of it if you need to. Hunting for down here, and then more lions if you need them. There's a lot more spots that you can go for, but those are the ones I kind of still do, minus the underwater gathering. I don't do that one anymore. It's annoying. I hate doing it, and most people can go along most of this game without ever having to worry about it, but that's about it. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show you for part 1. Maybe if you guys enjoyed it, I could do a part 2 with other spots. I guess if we do a part 2, it would just be like an advanced video for people who already know what they're doing. And so like it would be materials that are more out of the way, and like you already know all the recipes, or more or less. Anyway, before I head out, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you are planning on buying any A coins or game packages, you like, those upgrades, use my code on screen. And whatever you guys spend, I get a little bit of that as well. Never required, always appreciated. And hope you guys have a fantastic day. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.